Because of his obedience to Allah, adherence to Allah's reality and truth, as dictated by the Holy Quran, and the life example of Prophet Mohammed sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah blessed him with wisdom, patience, and relentless work in re-establishing and transforming his father's community, the nation of Islam. And that's a historical thing, you all, because he blew the Muslims' mind overseas. Do you know how many people that was converted to Islam overnight when he said, the winds of emotion won't shake this house, right, or shadow the curtains or something? I never forget that. I was so happy to see a man that strong. Man, I threw up the black fist. Because back then we were kind of coming out our little militant stage anyway. I never forget when I became a Muslim. I didn't know what to do with that big old afro. Yes, I cut off all my hair because I didn't know what they did under those headpieces. Yeah, so at that time, now Allah is merciful. But I want to say the good life increases in our society when we share. And when we share, we have to be genuine in our soul, don't we? Because we don't have time for just entertainment. We want useful knowledge, productive knowledge. We want to see if the speaker is living what they're talking about. Because we have to motivate change, in people. Now, what I'm going to expound on, I need some tissue paper. I don't know what I'm doing up here sniffing, but I need some tissue paper. What I would like to talk on is what everybody's talking on. Because in order for us to know where we're going, we have to know what has happened to us in the past. We're unique people. And if we do not buy into our past experience, thank you, precious. If we do not buy into our past experience, we won't be able to transform with strength, with clarity, into the mission that's before us. We have inherited this community now, right? Right. So what we all have in common as a people, I don't care where you live, in America, what we have in common is what? That we were descendants of slaves. But that's not our original nature. We do know that, right? But the experience that we as a people have gone through for 300 to 400 years is still impacting you negatively. And you cannot, and we have to know how to talk about this without appearing racist. Because we don't want to offend people when we bring this issue up. We bring this issue up so we can know what we need to do to our psychology and our spirituality so we can continue to evolve and transform as a human being into our human excellence. So I was talking about 4 stakeholders. And that's like a little educational term. And Kaiser said, call them stabilizers. I said, that sounds good, Kaiser. That's my friend, though, too. So, we're going to start off with Mohammed W.D. Farooq. He was the founder of the Lost Foundation of Islam. And I know you've heard this before, but I'm going to put a little flavor to it to make it seem like I'm telling you something different. So, during the 1930s, and I think that might have been during the Depression, and if it was during the Depression, if it had to do with economics, we were already in the worst situation, right? So you know where we were, swimming in mud, muddy water, in low life. Because we know that. Can I take this thing off?
Yeah.
How you do that? Come do it, because you know I like to walk and talk, right? How much time I got? I got all the time. Oh, I love that boy. That's one. You know how to do it? Oh, okay, good. I'm going to hold my little paper, too, because you know one thing about the Imam, that's why I love him. He was a heavyweight, but he would have that big old long piece of yellow paper. And he would write his articles and unroll his paper and teach. That's why we love him, because he was so genuine. He wasn't trying to impress people who did not have us as their best interest, right? So, the Imam called Master Farooq Mohammed the master psychologist, right? And what Master Farooq was sensitive to our concerns. He had experienced, I guess, some form of racism or rejection. And prior to Master Farooq, we know some historical people that have impacted our lives, like W. Du Bois, Frederick Douglass, Carter G. Woodson. All of them, in stages, guided by law, continue to help us to what? Find freedom, justice, and equality. That's right. And W. Farooq, he had a little twist to it. Had the same principles, goal was to pull us up. Now you know we are people that were in slavery 300-400 years. Did anybody in any country come help us or come fight for us? They watched us in slavery that many years. Am I correct? Yes. So Allah is so merciful. We were people that were stripped and robbed of our God. Yes. Like the man said, our hands were nailed up where we couldn't build anything. Right? Our feet were nailed where we couldn't even walk to our freedom. And thorns were put in our head until it bled out everything of our culture, where we came from, our kinfolk. We were stripped. Not only stripped, we were denied access of the creation of the material world that we have to actualize our potentials and to develop our human excellence. We did not have that. That's what we got to understand. Don't pretend that this didn't happen to your people. And at any time something like that happens to a people, you got to have a special way of helping your psychology. Seriously. You know, I'm 67 years old, so you know we've been around, right? So we at my age, we know when something works. Just we have been through enough. So the law and your sincerity, your original nature, that's all we had. See, they couldn't take that. Right? So that's the soul that was crying out to God. That's all we had. And we had to do that in silence. But Allah hears the prayers of the believers of the righteous, right? So he starts sending people in place to pull you out of those circumstances in stages. In stages. So W. Muhammad came. But he came, he had to, we were so dead and we were so into worshiping Jesus the wrong way, the way we were taught, right? By the slave master. He put his own image on the cross. And that's what we worship. So, Master Muhammad wasn't crazy. He said, well, I know I just can't take care of Jesus, like that. So he used a language that appealed to us, and a language that we hadn't heard before. And one of the things he said, I still like to he said, it's like, you the Asian-added black man, a makeup, what is it, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth. Oh, we love that. I know, we love to say that. We didn't know anything about Asian. But it made us feel good. And we caught on to that, right? Not only that, he knew that nobody would respect a dirty man. So he cleaned us up. Yes. You know what situation we're in, especially our men. Right? Especially our men. Intoxicated, drunk. Elijah Muhammad. He was in that situation. Right? And see, we hear about Elijah Muhammad and Daa'iyah Muhammad and Farooq, but the heavyweight was Cloud. Cloud, a hot air good man, is a good one. Yeah. And Cloud did what all of us do when our men are falling down. Picking them up. Because she knew the essence of her man. She knew the original man. Her man was a good man. She would go find him out there drunk and pat him on her shoulder. Do we have any more Cloud Muhammads in the house? We got to be the Cloud Muhammad. We got to save our family. So her friend took her here, Master Farooq. Said, look, my husband, maybe he needs to hear this. Let me go get my husband and bring him down here. Let him listen to this. We all do that in some form or fashion, right? We all have our families. That's what we're supposed to do. So, Elijah Muhammad said, okay, I'm going to check him out. And when he did, he became one of his devout followers. Right? This Chicago, y'all know this stuff more than me. But the point is that he caught on to Master Farooq's teachings right away. And because he was such a sincere follower, Master Farooq accepted him as the leader of the Nation of Islam. Because Master Farooq was with him about 3 years, from 1930 to 1933. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad took over the leadership. So what language transformation was taking place? And the Imam was teaching us the symbolic meaning of what Master Farooq left. We wouldn't know that if it wasn't for Daa'iyah Muhammad. No, we wouldn't. The original man. He said it's talking about the original nature. And then the Imam said that we are one that created together, according to Master Farooq's logic, right? You know how we would go and talk about how we grafted them, we kept putting the light people together until they just became white. We believe that stuff. Yes. And then he said, well, you one made together, so you must be together. Why didn't we grab the man to the point? But that logic appealed to us, so that was true to us, right? Yeah. And then it was making us feel good that we were not the devil, because we've been taught for 300, 400 years that we were nothing. So that logic helped us. Maybe it wasn't all the truth, but it put us in a better situation. And we're not mad at Master Muhammad. And then the Imam, like I said, came back and put wisdom to what he has done. So we should not give up everything that we have learned from Master Muhammad and Elijah Muhammad. See, because sometimes we get ignorant and we want to act like we have something better, and we get rid of everything, and we should not. You know, everybody want to talk about what Deen Mohammed. Everybody want to act like they were closer than Deen Mohammed than the next person. Especially you brothers. Alhamdulillah. So, W.D. Farooq created a new language environment that addressed the identity crisis of the African American. He created a new reality, giving the African American a new perception of self, like the original man. Created a new perception about God. Protect the language. How did he protect? And that's another thing that we got to understand. You have to protect your language. We all walk around here talking about what W.D. Muhammad said. We have to publish, and we have to teach, and we have to have classes and have the best imams who know the Arabic that we know. There's a true follower in this community that teach the language that we all need. You're not going to protect it if we are not going to be united under that. We have to talk the same talk. It has to be consistent. The same thing with raising a family. You know when they say, I know that's a Farooq. The Farooqs are productive because they came under the same language environment. So the product is the same. Right? Words make people. What is a word? A message to the mind. Perceptions. We have to have the right perception. And we have to know that we don't, and those of us who don't know the Arabic, we are limited.
That's right.
But Allah is merciful. Yes. Because we know what we don't know. So we go to our learned men in the community who knows. And I don't have to know Arabic to know if you know what you're talking about in the Quran. Because my heart is right. I'm sincere. I live a good life. I'm a good mother, a good wife, a good friend. So Allah is going to protect me in my goodness. So just because you know the Arabic is not going to fool me. Because it has to agree with your original nature. Right? So we got to protect each other and love each other, and we must respect our scholars in this community. Yes, we do. And those who do not know what you're talking about, you need to stop grabbing this rock, this podium. And because you're wasting our time. So you know, W.D. Farooq also brought the term freedom, justice, and equality. So we knew it was on the flag, but now the Imam is teaching us more about that. Am I correct? Yes. So we didn't lose everything we had. Let me say this. We should be very grateful to have had the experience and interacted with someone that came from your own flesh and blood, a black man. For us to see an African American that did not have degrees, that have that kind of wisdom, that let us know God is with us. God is on our side. Yes. And anybody, the man say, for us to be enslaved in 300 and 400 years, God has compensated us well. Yes. And you must know that. And if you know that, then you cannot get caught up
hot area. And we got to stop sweating the small stuff. That's what you're doing. That's how the unity breaks up. Every time a leader passes, there's some kind of sorting out or dissension, right? Because what you're doing is you're walking around lying, pretending you was closer to the Imam and stuff. And some of us who wasn't on the stage, we were up out of us. Right? So let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's be genuine. Let's be good people. Let's be grateful. God is with you, black man, black woman. You needed help. It's here. It's here and it's clear. And the Imam is so wise. You know I'm not on that paper, huh, cousin? Am I saying what I said I was going to say? Okay. Let me tell you all something. I'm comfortable, right? But I'm praying for this. Anybody that know me, I don't take this for granted. No, I don't. As many of you all in this audience, you say, oh, Sister Ruth, you're going to do all right. You're going to be you. But I don't feel that right way. And I'm glad because the Lord makes you humble. And I just bicker all the time and ask God, Lord, bless me not to do too ignorant. Bless me to be, I'm Dr. Farooq. I want to kind of look like Dr. Farooq. Alhamdulillah. I thank you, brother. I thank you for this opportunity. Alhamdulillah. But what I'm saying is that what makes me smart is Islam. It's submission to Allah. He's not educated. And the leadership in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa